What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this, my second channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the Flat Earth Debate pre-show and after-show goodness. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below this video. Now, we're currently joined by Chocolate Saying, so I'll raise the mic on him and see if I can get a hello. Hey, Chocolate.
Oh, Nate.
You just got out of bed.
No, a little while ago.
Fair enough. How's it going?
But yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Did you hear Jose chatting on yesterday's pre-show bit?
Yesterday's pre-show. No, I think I missed that.
It might have been the in-between bit. I can't remember exactly what stage of the show it was, but he was explaining that he only came onto the debate because Anthony had suggested that people come in as placeholders, and he had absolutely no intention of ever debating. He just wanted to, take a gap in the panel, stop people sniping, whatever. And what is it? 3 or 4 months later, he's like out debunking soundly with the P900 that used to belong to Jaren. It's like weird how these things go, eh? He just joined literally. He says, I've got no debating acumen. I don't know how to debate. Now he's got a really good, acumen for debate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, the same applies to you and Travis and a lot of other people. I'm not saying it's all down to the debate, but I'm just saying that, in a lot of instances, I mean, a better example is probably Earth Flattener. So he was saying that he was doing the same job, or has been doing the same job for about 5 years, and he never spoke up in meetings. And then he came on the debate, and the next thing you know, he's got more self-confidence and pipes up in meetings because he's been forced into a position where he has to express his views. I was like, I've never really considered it that way. But heartwarming that that's the way it's working out.
No, I concur with that. That's exactly how it's been for me. Like now, even though I'm not, I don't contribute a whole lot on this show, but being involved in it, listening to it, and having the ability to go back and forth with some of these ballers, like now when I'm talking about Flat Earth in real life to real people, like I'm literally destroying their arguments because they're not even ready for me because I've been on this show. You know what I mean? And I'm not even close to what you guys are as good as, I don't
think that's true. I mean, there's things that slip me by that you point out. I've listened back to a few of the shows where you've gone, I think it was a couple of days ago, we were talking about models, and you just piped up and went, well, models are pseudoscience. And at the time, I wasn't thinking along those lines, but I was like, yeah, why are we going around this reeking when chocolate's absolutely bang on? They're just pseudoscience. It's not the real world. And in that one sentence, the whole track of the conversation changed to, well, models aren't reality. But that was you. That was your input.
Right. And I learned that from you guys. You know what I'm saying? So it works out. It works out beautifully. And then I speak about this to real people. I mean, not, people at work and stuff. And it's like they can't even think when I'm doing that. Just the simple, how does a vacuum exist next to a pressurized system? How do we even have gas pressure? Questions like that, like the normal Joe on the street is not ready for. And the ones who think they are, like, the only thing they got is gravity and normal crap that we destroy every day. So it's like, it's awesome.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, it terrified me talking to people about this stuff because, like Jose was saying, it's the same applies to me as well. I picked this format not because I thought I was a good debater or I've got any debating experience whatsoever. I mean, maybe been on a couple of debates that people had on their shows, randoms that just stuck up the Flat Earth debate. But other than that, I just picked it because I thought the format had longevity. Not because I'd be really good at it. I thought I'll just be the moderator. You know what I mean? I'll say very little.
Right. Right.
Hey, Eric.
Chocolate. Nathan, how are you? You off today, Chocolate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Good to hear.
Yeah, I'm off. I don't sleep like a human, so
3 minutes.
You work mostly nights or what? You work mostly night, right? Right, nighttime?
I work I started 6 in the morning.
Oh, okay, so early. Gotcha.
When Arwen's show is on, it's 8 o'clock. Nathan will start at 9.
Yeah.
I'm still at work.
We were just talking about you, Jose.
Jose, congratulations on your babies.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I win. I gave the exclusive to Arwin. Appreciate it.
How many do you have?
That's cute.
4.
4.
That's pretty. That's quite a lot for a small. What is that? A Chihuahua or something?
A Chihuahua. Yeah, she had 5, but one didn't make it, so we got 4.
Right, that's pretty good for a small dog.
Got some names for them, or are you going to give them away?
I'm happy.
What are you going to do with them? You're going to give them away to people?
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of them. We already got ours.
I know.
I mean, as for right now, because one of the girl dogs was born with that condition, with the slit in the top lip, whatever you call it, like Joaquin Phoenix from the movies.
Cleft?
And a cleft palate or whatever, yeah. So she's like that. I don't know if she's gonna make it. If she makes it, we might keep her because I don't know if anybody's gonna want her like that. So yeah, if she make it through it, if she's able to lactate and she make it, we will probably keep her.
So they thoroughbred Chihuahuas. They like pedigree.
Yeah, they're pure breed. Yeah, pure breed. Yeah, they're one of the smallest dogs there are.
Cool.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live. There's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below this video. Most importantly though, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on social media. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Jose, Eric, Chocolate Saying, and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Aloha.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it all going? Any signs of curvature?
Nah.
Nope.
No.
None of that.
Any signs of axial rotation?
No.
Nope.
Oh no.
Stationary.
Any signs of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No way.
What? No, impossible.
Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Nope.
No need for gravity.
Nope. Just in Hollywood movies.
Well, not. I would say no need for it, because as a tool, it is really useful. But just because there is a need for it, and you can use the concept, doesn't mean that it's actually there.
Excellent.
That makes it an aberration.
Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
There is no distance.
Nope, no scientific evidence, nope.
What about the R value? Any evidence of that? Earth radius?
Nah.
Arr.
Arr.
No.
And last but not least, any evidence that you can have a gas pressure without a container, for all those people that believe in the vacuum of space?
Ha, you reversed it. R should be last.
Yeah, I'd mix it up sometimes, Arwin, just keeping it fresh.
Right. So yeah, no gas pressure without a container. It's, you can imagine it potentially. That's as far as it goes, because physically, real world, and theoretically, presupposing everything according to the heliocentric concept, then they still can't demonstrate a proper model that could allow that to happen. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we
even if they
have
could,
one.
models are
It would be
pseudoscience.
running. Yeah, but the thing is that even within the pseudoscience itself, it doesn't work. That's the funny thing about it.
Yep, right on. Talking of things not working, one of those annoying things that the trolls used to troll me and presumably every flat earther, and probably still do, is antipodal star rotation. Now, before all of us on the panel figured out that without the assumption of R, i.e. you must get somebody to presuppose that the stars that you're about to visit when you travel out across the plane are actually, in fact, under your own arse. Well, you have to work on the premise that the stars are actually underneath you, even though they're not and never are. They're always above you. The stars are never under your arse. But if you assume that the stars are under your own arse, then antipodal star rotation works as a proof of the globe. Proof in quotes. Right? But it's based on the presupposition of R, that you're on a globe to begin with, like with every single globe proof ever. But it really pleases me these days when somebody starts quoting that in the chat. So I actually get to involve myself with some of the after show and pre-show stuff that goes out on my second channel. So I can actually chat to some of the trolls, and they're like, "Star rotation, go!" And you're like, "What about it?" And they're like, "Well, it proves a globe." No, it doesn't. What if I assume that the stars are under my own ass? No, I'm not going to do that. No, sorry.
Shouldn't they have a totally different set of constellations down in like Peru and whatnot? Like, they should see something totally different, shouldn't they?
Well, when you say down, what do you mean? Down. That's where the presupposition comes in. When I say south,
right,
I look at the compass and it's out. It's out that way, right? Not down. Down under. Not at all.
Down under.
Yeah, we see the same because of the way we've been presented with this is the scale and the distance is, you cannot picture the distances are so vast that even if the Earth is moving so many thousands and miles per hour per day throughout the galaxy, you're not going to see any parallax, any movement because of how far those little twinkle little stars are.
Yeah, I like smashing this stuff. Most of the proposals put forward by a globehead can be debunked by just asking them for proof of R. Today, it gets to the point where you ask them and ask them and ask them, and they get so sick of it, they start asking you, Nathan, prove R. You're like, right, whatever. Idiots.
Where's your flat Earth ball? Where's your flat Earth ball, Nathan?
They're like, you're assuming flat. That's my favourite ever. When people tell us that we're presupposing flat, it's like, no, we both start at the same exact point. You then insert R. So without R, we've both got the same starting point. We're not presupposing anything. They're the same, other than the presupposition of R.
It's our job to not only prove flat Earth, create a model, but also disprove R. We're supposed to disprove something that isn't there. Okay, sure.
Yeah, you can't prove
like
an argument from ignorance.
Gravity.
That's another. To ask you to do that's a logical fallacy. So you don't need to. You know, for a start, it's the burden of proof reversal. In fact, it's multiple fallacies to ask you to do that, but let's not get into that. Ultimately speaking, it's not our place to prove R. You know, that's their assumption. It's their assertion, and you damn well better be assuming you're on a sphere if you're going to try and prove you're on a sphere, because if you don't, you can't, because you're not.
By logic, flat is the default. The flat stationary Earth is the default. It's like a video game, create a character. You click on the create a character, and it's going to give you just a male or a female, just a body, a shape with eyes, nose, and mouth, and no shape. Now, if you start adding muscles and adding clothes and hairstyle and tattoos and mustache and beard, that's the extras that you are adding. It is something that you create, but the default is flat. That's the way it is. It's just so story.
No, it's absolutely right.
Why.
The default existence is a plane, the plane of existence. It's as simple as that. The default. Then you can add features.
Yeah, although to be nitpicky here, in the computer and game world, a character, it doesn't need to exist in any realm. It can just be in a eternally large space with nothing. The white space.
But yeah, let me, because I put video game, I don't want to talk about, bullshit. Now, a baby, how is born? A baby is just born naked, either a boy or a girl. Now, do you think that baby is going to be born with freaking a hairstyle with freaking dreadlocks and a grill in the teeth and sunglasses and a big ass earrings and ghetto clothes or something? No, those are the extras. Baby is born naked and the way it is. So our Earth is the way it is. It's flat and stationary. We don't need no extras. We don't need to freaking just so story to make it more appealing to the eyes or the ears.
Dropping a few frames in the Hangout, so my apologies to the audience if you're getting a bit of a choppy feed. Hopefully it'll stop. If not, I'll sort it out later. Well, that killed the conversation. My bad.
Go ahead, I'm eating.
Kevin Burns in the chat. You're trying to come into the show. You gotta click the link in the description.
Try refreshing your page first if the link doesn't
show.
work. Try refreshing first if your link doesn't work. You guys got any
insult generator?
You guys got any favourite sort of debunks that you've picked up on since coming to Flat Earth that you were trolled with but now aren't, if you know what I mean? A bit like my example with the antipodal star rotations. Have you got any examples where trolls will throw something at you that you just go, ha ha ha, I can debunk that with one sentence in a chat, you know what I mean? Anybody?
Well, I like to really throw it in people's face about the assumption of the sun being physical. Because, well, in here, people have heard about it now, but out there in the world, people will be absolutely shocked when you say something like that. It's like, what? It's not physical?
That's what got Zinder.
Quickly jump to, oh, it must be all, you believe in the holographic world, or... But just that moment of realization is very shocking to a lot of people.
Yeah, that was what got Zinder over the fence. That got Zinder over the fence. So big credit in that regard.
Indeed.
Yeah, Zinder wouldn't. he wouldn't be taking the much more neutral / flat Earth position that he currently takes if it wasn't for that. Because up until that point, it was like, well, you know, the physicality of the sun, it could be physical. It's like you don't understand the contradiction when you're saying it could be physical. By definition, it's not.
Right. Well, you have the scientific. Like, is it scientifically provable? No. But yeah, there are elements to it that I have explained that just show that there is evidences that it really isn't physical. The path, the angular speed of the sun and the moon, for example, they're constants. Those are very clear telltale signs that they are not literally in physical positions anywhere.
Well, you can't really say that either. No offense, Arwin, but you know, when you start drawing that conclusion, even though you're not saying it's, yes, this is fact, I'm not going to get into that with you, but I'm just saying even the hint of it that could be factual is wrong because it's intangible. So it might be that there's just to layer another bit of bullshit on top of your what I'm calling bullshit. It could be a lensing effect that changes a physical thing into something that looks like it's in multiple locations. Well, that doesn't change the fact that the origin is physical. We've got no bloody idea. It's intangible.
No, but I'm talking about the sun. But I'm talking about
sun.
What we see as the sun doesn't mean that there is absolutely definitively no source.
Well, there you go. That's why I use that word.
The sun that we see, that thing, that is not a thing, and that is it basically. And there are signs of this. The constant angular speeds, for example, just try to have a truly optically accurate ray tracing model and then see how you can emulate the sun with a physical object in a way that makes any damn sense over a flat plane. Like, I don't think that's really gonna work exactly the way it would as we see it, because there will be angular speed differentials, and in reality they're not, and there's just no possible way to account for that in a physical sense.
I agree with every word, Darwin.
Otherwise, the discourse would have done it already.
I'm not disagreeing with a single word of that. However, it doesn't change the tangibility aspect of the sun. It is intangible. So to make that conclusion is just wrong. You can speculate.
No, but no. Look, it's just not directly grounded in scientific evidence. But the signs are clearly there.
Okay.
It could technically be proven.
But I used the word source because that was the way you have referred to it in the past, right?
The what?
When I said the source could be physical, and that's something that you've postulated, that's not my words, they're yours. So I'm using it in that terminology because it craps all over the concept of the sun that we see, is how you just phrased it now, versus the something that actually produces it, which could potentially be physical. So, you know, you're into...
Right. Well, that's the cause of the sun.
Well,
but the apparition that we see and identify as the sun.
Well, then you're into causes, right? Cause and effect, science. Well, it's intangible. That's the bottom line. So when you started off with, well, I actually go to people and say, well, how do you know it's physical? That's an absolutely outstanding point. It's intangible. So they've got to start questioning the asserted rhetoric. Currently, it is a physical thing, right? Well, you can question that. But as soon as you start asserting, well, it's not physical, it's like, well, why would you make that assertion? You don't need to. You don't need to make that assertion.
Yeah, but that's in a scientific debate format. That's the requirement for what we're doing here.
Okay, but I'm just saying, in general,
doesn't mean that you can't
speculate. I don't disagree, but I'm just saying, in general, if you make that sort of assertion, you're just leaving your assertion open to attack when it's not necessary to make it in the first place.
How?
Well, because you don't know.
How is it open to attack?
Because you're making an assertion. You're making a claim about what it is.
What?
Or is not, when you don't know. It
well,
could or could not be a million and one different things. You know, we have no idea.
How do you know it's not physical?
Exactly.
Because of a deduction. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
there you
scientific
go.
evidence. I'm not varying it yet.
Yeah, but the
Right? But
reality is,
because of a deduction, the constant angular speed, that is a telltale sign that it's not a moving object over the area physically.
yeah, but that's not obvious to everyone else in the world who sees things.
No, but it is when you actually understand optics.
So help me understand optics, because everything that
We
I
have. We
everything
have.
everything that I
We know that if things travel at a constant speed and they go into the distance, that that the apparent speed will slow down
Yeah, but we also know that
within sight.
everything that goes into
That
the
is a
distance.
fact.
We also know that everything that goes into the distance shrinks with size. Everything in my experience that moves away from me is physical, and it gets smaller in the distance, and so
Right.
that's
Another thing. But yeah, since the sun is a very bright thing, it's very hard to even observe. One can speculate about that. Okay, yeah, the size may not be a good indicator because it's a light effect, but the distance that it's traveled, the angular distance, you can't account for that in any way. It either slows down because it is traveling a distance, or it does not slow down because it is a purely observer-related optical phenomenon.
I just woke up, so anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly.
Figure it out. It's just logical deduction. And yeah, it's not scientific evidence, but it's not excluded that it could definitely be possible to attain it. It's probably going to be a lot easier to figure that one out than the actual physical geometric shape of the Earth realm totality. That's going to be a lot more difficult potentially.
But Arwin, how easy is to presuppose and believe, man?
It's simple. You can prove the cause of the daylight and the sunlight if you can change it, if you can halt it. Say it is a reflection of something. Well, you could block that light. And you just see, look, I'm blocking the light here. Oh, look, the output of the heavenly bodies in the world suddenly show blockage. Then you have varied it. Then you have the cause. See, that's potentially a lot easier than doing that with the shape of the world. It technically couldn't even be done. But yeah, with sun daylight, yeah, you could do that. You could figure out and prove the nature, the holographic nature of the heavenly bodies. If you could just find where it's coming from. Could be a location. Could be certain frequency related.
Could be a million things. Shame it's intangible.
And with that, I want to change the subject really quick, if you don't mind. So last night there was a show, some Glober, some nobody. He had a debate show inviting flat earthers, right? He said like, "Come on, flat earthers, debate me. I'm gonna call you how stupid you are." And he was no, I don't know how I came across it. I think he advertised in some other nobody's show. I think it was Sean Hopper's show. And I was looking, and he was just running a regular hangout and just giving links to people. Conspiracy Cats was the backup, the debater. Conspiracy Cats was the the host or whatever, the moderator, yeah, and the other guy just calling out. And some people went in, and then Q and P Mars jump in the panel, and they start trolling the guy, acting like a flattered the Q girl, and it was hilarious. And we were telling them, P Mars was telling him like, dude, how dare you giving links to people when they can porn bomb you, they can hijack, they can just snipe you and take over, and he just didn't care at all. You know what happened? They sniped his ass, and Conspiracy Cats, they sniped both of them. But then P-Mars, he sniped the sniper, and then he chit chat a little bit with the only flat earther that was there, trying to talk, that they didn't, Katz and the other guy didn't let him talk, present his points. Then P-Mars they say, all right, they're gone, so speak up now. And P-Mars let the other Flat Earther talk. It was hilarious. It was really good until the hangout just shut down.
So in other
He was
words,
giving advice. I was telling him, dude, you're not running OBS. You're gonna get sniped. You're gonna lose your channel. He said, I know what I'm doing. Oh, snipe his ass. They snipe his ass bad.
so PMARS kicked out the snipers. So without that happening, they could have pawn bombed him and had his channel off him.
Yes, exactly. PMARS say he was ready. He was setting up the pawn. PMARS saved that channel. So two channels, because in King L the same thing happened. PMARS jumped in after they took out King L, and PMARS sniped the sniper. But I think it was a little flash of the pawn that happened. PMARS didn't get it on time. So he saved the hangout, but still they took her channel down. But in this one, oh, PMARS saved the channel big time. And they were calling him retard or get out of here and whatever. And PMARS was the only smart guy in that panel, man.
I've said this all along.
Just one thing I want to suggest. You realize somebody like PMARS could be using two accounts and acting two roles.
Yeah, no. I gotta give it to him. He's
no way.
in that
I've got to address that. Sorry,
honest
Jose.
guy.
I've known PMARS for ages, and I defend him, and I am in no doubt that he is not doing this. Now, PMARS once admitted that he had done it once, and from then on, every single time it happened, he was blamed for it. And just because he was honest enough to put his hands up and go, yeah, I fucking hated the guy, I wanted to do it. So, fine. He admitted it once. Yep. But then from then on in, every single pawn bomb ever is PMARS. And in reality, this show wouldn't exist if it wasn't for PMARS. Yeah. PMARS helped me set this show up. So the advice he was giving whoever you're talking about was the same advice he gave me, and I've got a show because of it. I am indebted to PMARS. Not only did he do that, he did it at some stupid hour in the morning. I woke him up on Skype. He was like, what? I was like, I'm struggling. And he was like, you need to do this, this, and this. Told me very quickly, made sure I could do it. Once I understood, I let him go back to bed. It was very, very kind of him to do it. And the fact that he's going into people's hangouts and getting rid of the sniper so they don't lose their channel, and all they can do is tell him he's a retard, that's outrageous. They should be thanking him.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. That's why I give him kudos, and good looking out, man. I appreciate it, because whoever that ass channel was, he didn't deserve to lose his channel that way, and you saved his ass, PMARS, again, because you have saved so many people like that. Yeah, good stuff, man.
Well, then I can only take people's words, and I'll take it back. It's just, I see, it seems to me like a lot of people get porn bombed when PMARS is on. I just found it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he get called out. He get blamed for something that he didn't,
Hey, Ranty.
Okay. Because, I can't prove, what I suggested. And you can't really prove who, when you're on another computer, who porn bombed you. So I'll have to take people's firsthand experience.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's like they blame Sleeping Warrior for being sniping hangouts lately, but it's a sock account. There's a few sock accounts of Sleeping Warrior. He doesn't, so that's it.
Yeah. All right, PMARS, if you're listening, I will retract that. I still don't like you whatsoever, though.
Yeah. You don't have to like him. You just have to understand that he's not a complete bastard. He's not.
Okay. Well, good on you. That's actually, if that's true, that's respect for that.
I think I do know who you're talking about now, because I went into Peace Channel and saw a back and forth with, is it Fight the Flat Earth by any chance?
Exactly, yes, he was.
Right, okay, so I do know about this by way of PMARS. So PMARS had a comment on one of his most recent videos, I can't remember what it was about, but from Fight the Flat Earth, and PMARS was, just chit-chatting with him. He's like, how many pull-ups can you do? And the guy was like bragging about how many pull-ups he used to be able to do and how many you can do now and all this kind of nonsense. And then PMAR's response was, I can do 6 before I get kicked out of my own show.
That's hilarious.
But I didn't know what he was talking about. Obviously now I do. So that was that dude. Okay.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, he was a total freak. His approach, and I type in chat, I say, like, I'm not a debater whatsoever at all. I can have a discussion, so I can jump in and we can talk about it. And then Conspiracy Cats read my comment. He said, hey, if no Flat Earther jump in, there's a guy in chat, Jose JG Gonzalez. He said he want to have a discussion. If you want to talk, he said, nah, I don't want to have a discussion. I want to ridicule and call idiots for who they are. If they flat earthers, they're nobody. So I go like, yeah, I'm not interested. Thank you. And then the sniping happened and all that shit, crazy.
Oh, well, you live and learn. You can't give out a link to a regular hangout. That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time and effort to set this show up, so it's in a position that it's reasonably safe from being porn bombed. And nothing's infallible. I'm not infallible, but you've got to take certain precautions, and I've learnt the hard way as well. I used to do it. I did it successfully with the sun tracking. So before people were acutely aware of sniping and how to do it, there was only a handful of people who could. And, I still got porn bombed. I managed to keep my channel going by taking the hangout down very quickly and just editing out that particular section. But, that was with the hangout link being given. I'll look back on it today and think, my God, how have I still got my channel? I'd never do that these days, but people still do it. People stick the link out and just go, there you go, here's basic free reign to destroy my channel.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Arwin is a little bit of a risk, but at least Arwin don't just give out hangout link to everybody.
He doesn't give them out to the public. If you're watching this and you're considering doing it as I do here, do not, under any circumstances, give out the link to a hangout. Don't do it. I do something different.
Or to a total stranger, that somebody you don't trust.
Yeah, just if you're going to have a hangout, only have people in your hangout that you know and trust. That's it. Don't assume that because I can do it, that's free for everybody to do it. That's not the case. It seems really simple. It isn't. I absolutely guarantee you it's a massive headache and has been for a long time, and it's very stressful. I quite enjoy that. It's pressure that I enjoy. But for most people, they just look at the show trundling along with a few people joining and think, that's easy. Oh, yeah. Well, for the people on the panel that have been here for 12 months, they know it isn't. We don't talk about it frequently and point out how complicated it is to set up a show like this. And it is complicated. Very, very complicated. It takes me about 20 minutes to set the show up to get it like this. And sometimes it takes longer if there's a problem with the computer. So it's not just a case of start a hangout, tell people that it's on and Bob's your uncle, get people to join by sticking your link out to the public. That's a recipe for getting your channel shut down. Hey, Haunted.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
I
love the love. I love the love.
You love the love for P Mars.
I love hearing about, even if it's P Mars, I love hearing nice things being said about other people. It warms my heart on this cold New Jersey shitty day.
Boom.
But I just wanted to chime in for a second. Nathan, do you remember coaching me on my first hangout? I was like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I don't know how I was live. I think I emergency contacted you on Skype or something. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? And you're like,
what are you doing awake, man?
Yeah. What time is it?
It's 9:30.
9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but didn't you shut the night down with Tim last night?
I think that ended like 3:00. But the problem was I left my house with the hangout going on my iMac, so I had to do it from my phone somewhere else. So
yeah, I woke up and I saw your hangout going, and I'm like, why the hell is this hangout on? Nobody's on, nobody's talking. What the hell?
Tim came out with some statements that took me by surprise. He said some things I didn't expect him to say. And then he kind of almost went into trying to throw some proof at me. And I was like, I don't want to hear it, man. I've met the guy before, so I've seen him.
Talking about Tim Osmond?
Yeah. Talking about Timmy. We all met him. Well, not we all. It was me, Issa, What World, and some few other people. And people when they're online, they just don't. They got to realize if you're acting a different sort of, if you're saying things, doing things that you wouldn't otherwise do face to face, you got to kind of you got to look at that and understand that you're not being who you are. And I know it's easy to do, there's plenty of room to threaten people and get pissed and get emotional. But he was saying, he's changed his tune, and that this flat Earth thing has gotten. He's like, I don't know what the hell is going on now. I don't know what the point is. I don't know. He's got some issues with the Cyman Dan, and I'm not familiar with that guy's channel. I figured it was like a Vsauce kind of thing, where he's totally in it for selling mugs and whatever. So I'm like,
he's probably worse than Vsauce.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So I don't want people to understand, like, this guy, if he has a revenue stream based on opposing flat Earth, then he's not in it for. I'm making money by hammering these guys and doing whatever I can.
Hold on, is that seriously an objection? Hold on. Is that really an objection? In that regards, right, I have to totally disagree with you. If you're watching this, Simon Dan, if you are successful on YouTube, I wish you every success. From one YouTuber to another, if you are genuinely experiencing success, I am genuinely green with envy of you. And I am happy to admit that. I am here to be successful and make revenue. I have never denied that. And if he, as a fellow YouTuber, is doing well, I wish him every success. Same goes for every YouTuber. So when we were slagging off Sean Hufford and we were sending people to his channel, I said, watch his ad.
But that's not what I'm talking about, though, because what you're doing is you've genuinely looked into it, though. You've done the research and you got into it because you wanted to know what the hell's going on here. This guy's point, he probably doesn't even care if it's flat or a globe. He's just in it to make money off saying something. Like his concerns aren't like our concerns. He's not genuinely asking questions.
Can't believe you're doing this to me, man. Don't do this to me. I can't believe you're doing this to me, Jonathan. You're putting me in a position where I've got to defend Simon Dan. I can't believe you're doing this. What you're saying, I have heard said to me from various people on various sides of this debate fence. The exact same words, pretty much verbatim.
What's that?
What you've said about Simon Dan. He doesn't know why he's here. You're speaking to his motivation. How the hell do you know why he's here? You have no idea. You're not psychic. You don't know what's going on in Simon Dan's head. And again, if he's here to be successful on YouTube and he's found a niche, no, I wouldn't want to go into that niche. I think it's total bollocks. I think the Earth is a flat plane, so I wouldn't go into his niche just to make money. But by the same token, if he's found a niche in YouTube and making money from it, and it's real as opposed to fake, then great. Good for you. I want to see more success stories like Simon Dan if it's real.
That's not what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem that he's making money. It's just, from what I gathered, what Timmy was saying, it seemed like it was a disingenuous cause. I have no problem. I've defended you plenty of times. Like, everyone's like, oh, Nathan's just in it to make money. It was like, hold on a sec. That's what he wants to do. He's entitled to do it. And it's just another reason for people to quell their frustrations. It's like, how can I hate this person? I don't know if I like him or not, but what's he doing? Okay, he's selling something. I hate him. IPS got the same kind of shit. That guy's he's a scumbag. He rips people off and this and that. I'm like, and I said the same thing you said. I was like, well, do you know that? He's stealing money from people. He's killing people's, I don't know if this is true or not, that he hurt people's GoFundMe campaigns. My problem is people that are going to oppose flat Earth just for the sake of attention, we'll say, leave the money aspect out of it. Because, right, it's like the people with GoFundMe or Patreon account.
Did I hear Jose?
If
I'm sorry, but everyone has their own reason to do this. And look, if you're going to have a show like Nathan and spend a lot of time a day, what you gotta have to do that for free? Having a YouTube is like almost a profession on itself if you take it seriously. So why would you be forced for some moral obligation to do it for free? It's a ridiculous concept. Are we obligated to spend all our time on something and not get anything in return?
If you so choose.
Well, if you're into the truth, I think you should do it for free. But if you don't, You don't
Why?
care about truth. That
Why?
matter.
Why?
Well,
Because money
because-
makes it so you can't be truthful.
Why?
Money
So
compromises.
if you're
That's
truthful,
a
you don't. If you're
massive false
truthful, you
dichotomy
don't
there.
need to
Hold
No,
on,
eat.
it's not.
Hold on.
Well,
Right,
hold on.
Huge
Hold on,
false
Alwyn. Hold on. Go ahead, Chocolate. Just one at a time, please.
So Pimar, so if you're trying to be a truther, then you don't need to eat because you should just do it for free. That's what you're saying.
So that would be
I
a
don't think
straw
that's what he's
man
saying.
argument that I did not make. So thank you for that.
I don't think that's what he's
How's that
saying.
a
I think
strong-
what we're saying here is this: if I have a question, if I want answers for something that I think funny business is happening, I don't know what's going on. If I sway my judgment towards what makes me more money, I won't ask people to take me seriously because my intentions and my goal is to make money, not to find answers.
Right. It's
I
just
mean,
like
that's
what,
what I'm talking
That's
about.
bullshit.
it's
That's
like what Bill Hicks said.
How is it bullshit?
horse shit.
If you do a
Money-
commercial,
How is it horseshit?
Look, dude, truth is a market. There's people looking for it.
not real
Truth
Truth is
is
a
profitable.
market.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, let's
In
flip it on its
social
head then.
media
So,
land.
But
P,
If people are interested in it, you have a market.
Yeah, the
If you're
truth
gonna sing a
movement
different
turned
tune-
into a business, and then it's not about truth anymore. It's
Yeah,
about
but it's all
running a
about
successful
sustaining
business.
itself.
It's just like the medical industry. The medical industry isn't about making
Arwen.
people healthy. It's about running a
Oh.
successful business. Money corrupts things.
No, it all depends
Arwen,
on the
let me ask you a
person
question.
doing it. If you're gonna do it purely as a commercial exploit, then you care only about money. But if you're gonna make money on the side to be able to spend more time on the subject, that's not an exploit mindset. That's just common sense. If you're gonna have an
Arwen.
occupation, you want to make a living while doing it.
Oh yeah.
Arwen,
that's good.
if you could make more money, saying the Earth was a globe, would you do that?
no,
No.
that's the point I made.
No.
So I could, if for the sake of argument,
Well,
Simon
why
Dan's
not?
niche was really making you money and is genuinely successful, then by your logic, I would turn tail, go over to the globe simply because I could make more money like Simon Dan was. I'd be lying to myself and the audience. And could I live with myself doing that? No, I'm not a psychopath.
Well, that's what I'm talking about here. That's what I just asked Darwin. If you could make more money doing that, would you do it? And that's if it's going to sway your judgment towards a truth seeker, if that's who you want to be known as, then you can't be taken seriously if you're in it. If your decision is swayed by what's going to make you more money, that's what I'm just talking about here. That's
It's
all
just
I'm saying.
It's just like
It
what
gets-
Bill
it
Hicks
gets-
said. If you do a commercial that proves that your word can be bought, anyone can pay you a certain amount of money and you'll say whatever, and then you can't trust someone after that point once they've done a commercial because they'll just say whatever to make money. You can't
Why?
trust someone like that.
That's only as long as they do that. They
Just
step
simple
back and say,
correction.
okay, I'm not doing that anymore, then why wouldn't you trust them?
I've gone out of my way to
What I said
represent
wasn't
just a
products,
gimmick.
P, that I believe in and have purchased and like, and therefore it makes them easier to sell. So it's far easier to sell something that you've actually purchased with your own money and enjoy and use than it is to bullshit about some sports energy drink as a sports personality that's been paid for by an advertiser. Well, when I went out and promoted things on the road, they were literally things that I owned and had bought with my own money. Made it much easier to sell them. And it's the same with this. If I'm clearly being disingenuous when I put across what I say, when I say the Earth is obviously and observably flat, there is no hint of me lying when I say that statement. And people can detect it. They know when you're just bullshitting them. They just know.
Haunted. So I want your opinion because I'm in this flat earth YouTube neighborhood, because I'm interested in this subject and I like the optics and I got a shitty camera that I bought with my own money and I wasn't getting the videos I wanted and I wanted a better camera and I created a GoFundMe. Why not? If people wanted to donate, I could have money.
Sure.
If people didn't want to,
Absolutely.
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm almost done. And then somebody blessing for me, somebody pay certain amount of money and I got me a new camera from freaking Jeranism. Who would have thought? So
Nice.
is that something wrong or is that something right? What do you think about it?
What kind of camera did you get?
P900 from Jaren.
Oh, nice. You made $600 or whatever it was, $700, or he
it
just gave
doesn't
it to
matter.
you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I did it, but I asked for money to buy me a camera because I like going out and doing observations to create
Sure.
content to put it out there and analyzing. Is
I don't have
do
a
you
problem
think
with
that's
that.
wrong? That's nobody
Absolutely not.
flattered.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. Absolutely not, man. If someone's willing to give you the money for it, sure. There's a lot of people with plenty of money and they're willing to give, man. People have written books on GoFundMe. I was looking at one the other day and all the stories of people that have become really successful because of GoFundMe. They know how to present their cause. They know how to sell the idea. They're good. They can convey the message, and people, man, there are a lot of people who have shitloads of cash laying around and they feel guilty about it and they just want to give it to people, and they go on these GoFundMe sites. I looked at a bunch of them. I was really interested in this topic because at the end of the day, you don't know who's telling the truth. You know, these are people campaigning for support. You know, some of them are deathly ill. Some of them need medical attention, pets, you name it. Or there's some guy, hey, you know, I like the sports car and I'm an idiot. Can you help me out? Can you spare me some money? And if someone's willing to do that, power to them. Sure. I don't have any problem with that at all. Kickstarter disappeared. But
the problem is there's a lot of scammers. You know, you got people begging on the streets that will pretend to be handicapped. Well, you don't think that's going to happen online? You got people online that are going to tell you sob stories, totally lie to you, and just scam people out of money. It's rampant. It's all over the place.
That's why you got to know who you donate to before you do it.
I agree with you, P. Mars. It happens all the time.
Yeah, so, you know, me personally, I wouldn't ask for money because I wouldn't want to be lumped in. Labeled with that sort of thing. You know, people are going to be suspicious of you.
I got too much pride. I can't.
Yeah, but
I think people are already suspicious of you, P.
Yeah, number one, they're already suspicious. But number two, for example, JLB has got this at the moment. It goes from people saying you're trying to make money from the truth to people accusing you of not making enough money. Now, I've had this recent change of attitude. Tim Osman was there going, yeah, he's not really making any money. It's like, hang on a second. So it's no longer you shouldn't make money from the truth. It's you're not really making any money. It's like, which one do you want it to be, guys? You know, pick your battle, because I don't give a toss either way. I'm quite open about what I'm here doing, and when I do e-beg, it's specifically for what's going on. If you like the show, that's it. If you like it and you enjoy it, and you are one of those people that has got cash to spare, most of the people who actually do give me money haven't got huge amounts of cash to spare. Far from it. That's why I'm so grateful to the people who do donate to the show. And that's what it's for. I mean, Ranty's on the panel now. I hope he doesn't mind me talking about him. But he was saying, well, you should make a big deal about the fact that you're having a second kid. I was like, I don't want to e-beg for having a second kid just because I'm bloody capable of fathering a kid like most people. That doesn't make me worthy of e-begging for it. Whereas the production time I put into making the show happen, absolutely I'll e-beg for that. Yeah, I put a lot of work in. No, it doesn't pay any money. So the people who pay via the super chats support the show. If it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be one. So I'm very, very, very grateful. But if people come along and say, well, you're just scamming, well, no, I'm not. I'm asking for people to donate and contribute to the show if they enjoy it. And there's no arm twisting involved. None. I'm not scamming people for repairs on a car that some globehead's written off. None of that nonsense.
Can I ask you a question, Nathan? Over the course of, you've been doing this for like a year or so. Has it fluctuated? Is it like, does it drop during, like, do you have a bad month or a good month, or is it just steady? Like,
fiscally,
whatever you acquire.
Thanks for the super chat, Ninja Man. Perfect timing. You mean fiscally? How much financially I make, you mean?
Well, like, does it ebb and flow? Is it like a steady kind of thing of like regular people? I'm just out of curiosity. I don't really.
I mean, it's steadily increasing. I'm steadily making more money on YouTube as I gain more popularity. Cool. You know, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, if I hit 10,000 subscribers, unlike Simon Dan, I can't see the future. If I hit 10,000 subscribers, that's where I envisage being able to reach what I'd call the break-even point. In other words, when I was working delivering groceries, the amount that I was earning will be about equal to that, I think, when I hit about 10,000 subscribers. At the moment, it's not. You know, I'm struggling. I'm not going to lie. But that's not me pity begging. You know, I don't want people giving me super chats because I'm saying, oh, I'm poor. No, give me money if you think you enjoy the show enough to donate to the show and you want to see the show continue. If you think the show's a load of old crap, then don't. You know, that's basically it. That's all I say to people. And they do. You know, people often give me their stories of why they are in a position to contribute to me. So, what's his name? Earth Flattener. He was explaining, we discussed this on the pre-show, myself and Chocolate. You know, he was saying that he had gained the ability to talk in meetings as a direct consequence of coming on the debate. Now, that's not a consequence that I thought would ever happen, but he donated quite considerable amount of money to the super chat on that basis. I'm like, Jesus, you know, I was really touched. But that's the kind of thing that I'm, you know, more than happy to take. It's like, yeah, thank you very much. If you see it as a worthy cause to give me money and you've benefited or enjoy the show or whatever excuse you want, I'll take it, you know. But in terms of people just asking for, oh, my car's broken, or I can't make the rent this month, or I see all sorts of shit that people beg for, and it grinds my gears. So what that you can't afford to live? That's why I'm like, you know, tentatively saying, no, I'm not doing particularly fantastic on YouTube. No one would expect anybody with 9,000 odd subscribers to be doing fantastically. No one's going to ever expect that. Thanks to George for the super chat. So, you know, it's not like anybody's going to envisage me making millions of money off YouTube. I'm not. But that would be stupid to assume that. But does it go up? Yeah, it's going up by virtue of me putting absolutely every ounce of effort I can into my YouTube.
Cool. Cool, man. I like donating to, if I can, because sometimes you can't be a part of it, or the person's out of touch. You can't really speak to them. So it's an opportunity to show appreciation in whatever way you can. Like if there's no like path of connection there, you can't really reach out to them. It's at least the way you can show some respect.
That's Super King Warrior for the super chat. Thank you very much indeed. Kind words.
How's he doing with his going back to school?
Anthony's got the potential to change the world, and I say that with the utmost sincerity. What Anthony's got on the boil at the moment, I've got goosebumps just starting to tell the audience about this. I can't tell the audience. I know what I know, but I can't tell them. Anthony will divulge what he's going to divulge in the next couple of weeks. And it is, well, I say it is, it has the potential to be absolutely earth-shattering.
Awesome. Love it.
I'm not allowed to discuss it, Ranty. Yes, I'm not going to mention anything. And we're not just building up hype either. It grates my gears that I've got to bite my tongue. I'm really keen for Anthony to tell the world about what he's doing.
I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I want to tell people, but I can't. Yeah, well, let's change the subject quick before I do let something slip that I shouldn't.
Clickbait.
Shout out to Sleeping Warrior.
You said earlier that I admitted to porn bombing once. I know everyone blames me for every time. That's not entirely true. I never porn bombed a hangout. I just shared a link with someone that I didn't think was going to porn bomb Sean Hufford, and then the person ended up porn bombing Sean Hufford. So I admit to that, but I've never wanted to shut anyone's hangout down. And I do the thing where I spam the N-word and then I joke about flagging the channel. Like I'm not really flagging the channel. It's just a joke. I don't want to shut people's YouTube channels down. I just like to, harmlessly benevolent. I'm a benevolent troll.
I get it.
Like,
troll.
I just like jokes. Like I don't.
Have you been porn bombed?
I've never played porn on a hangout.
No, have you been porn bombed?
No. Have you?
Have I been porn bombed? Yes, I have. My first hangout got gay porn bombed. The first hangout I ever did by Look a Pig, who's now on the Ball Hearth panels.
Mine was hetero.
Who's speaking?
That guy.
Let's all discuss our porn bombing experiences, and then we'll round out for a break. Good way to end the show.
Yeah, that Fight the Flat Earth guy, man, he was a real jerk. We were just trying to tell him that it's not a good idea to share his Hangout link, and he was just calling us
there. I saw the whole thing, man. Yeah.
He was just calling us idiots and shit. It was pathetic.
Shout out to Eric for the super
Yeah,
chat.
there's a level of
on the show,
aggression.
Eric. Thanks, Eric.
My pleasure.
There's a level of aggression that seems like it's growing lately. Ever since the conference, I've noticed this like flat smacking thing has gotten a little insane.
Super chat's coming in like mad.
You
Thanks.
and
Thanks, Slate.
what was the
Slate.
word Tim?
Thanks for the super chat.
Tim used. You and Tim were talking last night about how divisive this issue is. But I'm seeing that across the board. It's like people are getting really ramped up by propaganda right now, and they're becoming fanatical. Like liberals and Republicans are just hate each other at an all-time high right now for one. So they're really ramping up. They're pushing us to fanaticism and making us like freaking hate each other right now, and they're doing that with.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that people hate each other over the shape of the Earth is just I don't even get it. It's the guy was like, I go into the Hangout and the guy was like already mad at us for the simple fact that he thought we were flat earthers. Me and Channel Q went in there.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's something really wrong with that. And I told Timmy, I was like,
the Pete I actually like to hear. It's so rare.
The problem is we're letting a movement
What's
define
up,
us. We're letting flat Earth define us, whereas we should be the ones defining this movement. So if some outsider comes into it and they look into it and like, who are these people? Who is this group of people online or in life that say the Earth is flat? And if they see it's a group of individuals who have a diverse, assorted group that are people that are motivated, that want to see change, that have good intentions, that aren't, that are kind and respectful to each other. That's one thing. But what we're seeing here is people that are lost. Some people, not everyone. A lot of people who are motivated, a lot of people who are lonely, a lot of people who are angry, who want this label and they want to wear the shirt because they have no other identity. And that's scary. That's not good. We need individuals that are strong because that makes unity worth it. Otherwise, we have a group of idiots ready to be controlled again. And the divide and conquer is black. It's globe and flat. That's not a healthy situation. Whereas it should be all of us trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here because something's funny. And there's people who are willing to admit it and people who won't look at it. And when you mention it, something is wrong. They go into freak out mode.
Shout out to the Mind of God, Dank, and Ronnie for the super chats. Sorry, I had to interrupt you because I'd have lost track. Thank you so much to everyone who's hit the super chat.
It's good.
Really
Give Nathan money.
Thank you. Sorry, Jonathan.
People don't have a voice. They don't have a voice of reason. So it's going to come down to us. The media is not going to say it. So it comes down to us. And if we want it to work, it's got to be organized. And we can't be fighting with each other. We can't be. And if we're going to be fighting with each other, keep it civil. Like, say things to someone that you would, if the person was in front of you, I'm sure it wouldn't be this violent. But when people are spitting out, like, I'm going to fucking kill you and rape your children, that sort of thing, I don't know what that is. I don't want to be a part of that.
I don't think there's a lot of good role models out there for how people can have an adult discussion and disagree and be civil towards each other. It's just all these examples on television and movies, just like people like freaking out and insulting and
I'm going to leave these guys chatting about the ridicule between globe Earth and flat Earth as I round out this half of the debate and say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and for super chatting. Overwhelming. Thank you very much indeed. And of course a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. I've been Nathan Oakley and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!